Yo, what's good, what's good? It's your boy Dee Brown, aka Bruce D-Roy. You may know me, you may not know me, but today we're going to talk about Irv Gotti. I've been sitting on this story for a while, so I think it's time to go ahead and share that thing to you as an artist out here in Atlanta so other people can know how the music game works. So, with that being said, I'm going to tell you the story, and I'm going to do my best to tell it chronologically. This is something that happened in 2022. So, I was leaving an industry party for actors and entertainers. This was sometime in 2022, maybe like the summertime or something like that. And I decided to go because I was, I'm in the industry. Right. So I decided to go. My homegirl talks me into it. We have a good time. And as I'm leaving this industry party, about to go back home, um, uh, somebody lets me know. Oh, the girl I went with let me know that Irv Gotti is having a audition for rappers and actors and things like that. So I got this invite out of the blue, and it was for the very next day. So I was like, wow, I don't know if I can go, but you know what? I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So I ended up going the next day, and I saw it on a flyer. That's what she sent me. She sent me a flyer. It was like on Facebook or Instagram or something. It was like, just come out. Something like, you get the chance to be the star in one of his shows or movies or something like that. So I was like, okay. So the next day comes, and I drive out there. I got a truck, so it uses a lot of gas. So I really got to make decisions on like going out here on this Monday while trying to make money and survive and all this other stuff and act. So I took an off day on acting, and I decided to go that Monday. And I pull up on time. There's about 15 to 30 guys trickling in. I think at the end of the waiting period, there was about 30 to 35 guys. But around that time, it was like 15 to 30 guys. We were just kind of waiting, just trying to see what's going on. I didn't know shit. So what I did was, based on the flyer, said you had to submit a song or memorize a song, actually. So I memorized one of my songs in like 15 minutes around all these guys. So after about 30 minutes to an hour goes by, because I wasn't looking at the clock, one of Irv Gotti's, a few of Irv Gotti's employees had walked in. One of the guys' name is Lennox. I guess he's the CEO, but if you ask me, he doesn't give me CEO vibes. Irv Gotti is supposed to be the CEO, but Lennox introduces himself as the CEO. Maybe he's a manager. I'm not really sure. Light skin, kind of swole dude. Good hair, you know what I'm saying? No facial hair. He walks in. A couple other guys walk in, and we're still waiting. Irv Gotti hasn't made it, but we know that time's about to come. So one of the other guys that's with Lennox, Irv Gotti and them, he goes up to this one guy, says, where you coming from? He said, like, Philly. He said, oh, shit, man, you came from Philly. That's dedication right there, bro. That's how you know you going, you know what I'm saying? So he was, like, boosting his head up and everything like that. And the dude was like, hell yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the other. So he keeps on boosting his head up. And dude asks, all right, so what happens after today? And Lennox steps in, and Lennox says, well, that means if you make it, you got to come back tomorrow. And the dude that came from Philly, he was like, bro, I flew out from Philly. Like, I didn't expect to be here for another night. So Lennox was like, hey, man, if you get chosen, you're just going to have to figure that out. So I was like, damn. So, I'm just people watching. So Lennox makes an announcement. Irv Gotti's still not here. Lennox makes an announcement, and he's like, hold on. Cool. Make sure the audio's good. But Lennox makes an announcement to like all 30 of us, and he's telling us the rundown. And he's like, everybody's got their song. And half of us was like, what song you talking about? He says, y'all ain't got the song? Well, y'all better get it from somebody y'all around. So we had to stand in a line and talk to people we didn't even know who's competing with us for a song that they apparently submitted to people that you have to memorize. I ain't had that bit. You also had to have like waivers and stuff. I ain't had that bit neither. So I'm just asking around like, yo, they gave y'all a song, they gave y'all waivers. So we're trying to figure out ways to sign this shit with no pen because ain't nobody got no paper. Trying to figure out how to get this song. So we spent about 15 minutes handling that shit. Keep in mind, this shit's supposed to be auditions to come in and be the star of Irv Gotti's next show or movie. That's what they claim this was. 30 of us now, roughly. We're in a building, like a corporate building with an elevator and maybe about 4 floors on each floor, rooms in each floor. But it's a pretty big building. And cameramen walk in. And they tell us, as soon as we're trying to get the songs from each other, because now it looks like we're doing something instead of waiting. As soon as we get the songs, they tell us to stand outside. It was like 100 degrees outside. No exaggeration. Welcome to the South. Welcome to the South. Welcome to Georgia. We stand outside in the line, and we'll all have our phones up to our ears like this because we're trying to learn a damn song that they never sent to all of us. So all of us are like this. Some people got headphones on. We're trying to memorize the shit. And the verse is ridiculous. Like, you not remembering those verses. I memorized the hook in like those 10 to 15 minutes. I memorized like 4 or 5 lines of the first verse. But I told myself, yo, remember the hook, freestyle the rest. We're not finna play these games. So I remembered the hook. Trash song. Sorry, it's a trash song. It sounded like it was made in like 2002. And so they told us to do that. As they're recording us, trying to memorize the song, they're making it seem like it's packed outside. So I'm like, yo, this seriously? Like, this is what we doing? It's not that many. It's 30 of us, but it's really not that many out there. So they're recording us like we were waiting to go inside and shit, even though we just came from inside. You know, we walk in and gives us the rundown. So I'm trying to figure some things out, like what's really going on. I ain't get the song. You know, the instructions are kind of funny. So they're like, all right, we're about to split y'all up into certain sections. And there's going to be 5 each section. So what's going to happen is, since we're on the first floor right now, you're going to go in this elevator with me, 5 of y'all. Go up and y'all going to go audition one at a time. Bet. Cool. So I was like, bro, I'm ready to go. So shit, I was one of the first selections in the first section. We go up the elevator and guess who's first? This nigga right here. So I'm like, bet. I didn't give a fuck about this audition. I just went to win. I give a fuck about money more than anything else. Plus, the type of rap that I do with lyricism and stuff like that, it don't fit Irv Gotti's style, bro. So I already kind of knew, this might not work out. But hell, let's do it. I went in there. As soon as I walked in, Irv Gotti talked to me. He was like, hey, what's your name? Where you from? All this good stuff. He's talking like this. Oh, you a rapper? Oh, okay, all right. You know, he's talking like that. All right, we'll spit something. That's exactly what he said. Spit something. Told me to spit something. As soon as the man said spit something, I'm thinking in my head, yo, they made us memorize that bitch ass song that they didn't even send us, just for me to come up here and spit some shit that has nothing to do with y'all's pre-recorded song. I was like, wow. Shout out to Ann Moore commenting. He says, they haters, bro. That's why all they want is a damn puppet. You right about that shit. So I go in there. I spit some shit that I freestyled on TikTok. And I told myself, it's like, just in case, know what rap to go to if you're not going to rap this song. So that was the go-to freestyle, one of the ones I did on TikTok. It was like, I know a shawty from the SIP. Some shit like, I met a shawty from the SIP, so I taught her how to dip into this water real quick like a pastor from a pimp, praying while we doing it, if you know what I mean. She ushered up her doors like OMG. I met a lady from the 80s and a head game crazy. So, I was doing that shit. I did that, said my little freestyle. He was like, I'm dope and everything, told me to take my shades off and all that good stuff, because I had shades on. I was trying to be fly, man, because he was like, you got to be fly. So I was like, fuck it. So I did that. Then I went back and I took a bunch of snacks, like handfuls of snacks. And I was the first person to go. So there's like 29 other people downstairs who want snacks. I don't care. So I take the snacks and I leave. Well, before I leave, I think about something. I take the snacks. Irv Gotti looks at me crazy. I go down the elevator. The dude says, all right, so you might get an email to come back tomorrow. I go on my whip and I'm telling myself, bro, if I don't make money this week, I can't pay rent, get food, none of that good stuff, right? So I already made up in my mind that I wasn't coming back, whether I got selected or not. And I knew I was going to get selected. How do you know you're going to get selected? Well, first, when they had us wait outside with all them cameras trying to make it seem like we was waiting to get in a locked building when we was just inside, it told me that this is kind of like a making the band situation. So when he said there's a possibility of coming back tomorrow, they're not going to eliminate a lot of us the first day. Along with that, because you didn't tell us we had to come back tomorrow until now, I realized, they're probably going to keep telling us to come back the next day all the way till Friday. It's about a 35-minute drive for me, which is a big deal when you got a truck. So gas was running thin for me. So I had a lot of reasons not to come back. And I didn't. I went to do a movie with Drewski the next day. I tried to make some money. It's a movie with Drewski and Chloe Bailey. He already announced it on The Breakfast Club and some other stuff. It's called Praise This. Quavo, Drewski, Chloe Bailey, and a lot of other people are in that movie. So, should be coming out this year. Why did I mention that? Oh, yeah. So, that Tuesday, the next day, I'm trying to make some money. I'm on this movie, Drewski, and all that good stuff. And one of my homegirls was like, yo, you went to the audition? I was like, yeah. I forgot how we brought it up. She said her favorite show was Tales. And she played in Tales. So I was like, oh, for real? I had never seen Tales personally. I'm not really an Irv Gotti fan, but he is a legend musically. So we talk about that, and she's like, yeah, you went to the audition? I was like, yeah. She said, how was it? I explained everything I just explained to you all. Excuse me. So she tells me something that I thought was very interesting. Excuse me. She says she's one of the people that was supposed to go to the audition. She said they actually posted that like a month or two before the actual audition. I thought that was interesting because I got the flyer the day before, really like 12 hours before. She also said that they made them pay. So they posted something that said you had to pay $50 to audition, and we'll send you a song and you have to sign some waivers. That was the original post. That is why I never got the song. And half of us in that building never got the song because the people who did paid. So that's kind of interesting, especially if you paid, because a lot of people realize that half the room never paid and they're still auditioning. So they were a little bit salty about giving us the songs right before the audition. Another thing she told me was after they paid, which was, like I said, a month or two before the audition, the day before the audition, which was the same day I got my flyer, the day before they told them guys only. So Irv Gotti made people pay to audition, and you didn't have to. And if you paid and you're a woman, you're not allowed to go. But he didn't tell people until last minute after he already got their money. So that's what she told me. And I was like, wow, I thought that was crazy interesting. So a few other people in me are talking about this, and I thought about something. Irv Gotti had a movie coming out called We Made It in America, and I believe another movie, and he also had Tales that was already out. Irv Gotti's trying to do something big, and that's why I kind of laughed when Irv Gotti had the Ashanti situation on Drink Champs talking about them having sexual relations or whatever, because all he's really trying to do is promote his movie. The world fell for this whole Ashanti thing when he's really just trying to get clickbait. So he played y'all. But anyway, point being, he had a movie called We Made It in America that was coming out. I'm in that movie, but I'm not seen in that movie because I had another situation that we'll talk about another day. So anyway, but if you look for me, I'm in the 5-year foreign scene. So why did I mention We Made It in America? Because Irv Gotti made people pay all this money for auditions that couldn't show up and other people didn't have to pay, like me. So what does that mean? He finessed people to fund his movie. Rich people are rich, but they never spend their own money. They usually get their money from a rich white person, corporate person, a rich black person, that's a corporate person, or they borrow money from somebody else, or they finesse y'all, crowdfunding, or whatever you want to call it. So he basically lied to people, made them pay, and he's funding the movie We Made It in America. So that story he gave on Drink Champs about this dude giving him a bunch of money to film this movie, it may be true, but might not be. And if it is true, he didn't spend that. He really didn't spend solely that money for the movie. So yeah, Irv Gotti, the whole point of this story is to let y'all know that yes, Irv Gotti is a scam artist. A lot of these music artists, a lot of these people, even wealthy people, are or started as scam artists. The game is rigged, bro. You're not meant to make it with a 9-to-5. These people are doing people wrong or just finessing the system, whether they hurt people or not, and they make a lot of money out of it and turn into legends. Whether you sell drugs and turn it into legal money, whether you scam people and turn it into legal money, or whether you're a politician and turn it into legal money. So yeah, that's what my Irv Gotti story is. I do have another one for We Made It in America, but I'll save that for another time. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll give y'all more industry stories in the future, and I hope y'all be blessed, man. Have a good night. Deuces.